American consumers still feeling the effects from inflation could soon see even more higher prices after President Trump announced aggressive tariffs on America's two closest trading partners and China. Canada and Mexico are vowing to retaliate with tariffs of their own. CBS 8's Esmeralda Perez joins me now in studio with the latest. Esmeralda?
Well, that's right, Kirsten. Now, consumers might feel the pinch as prices for goods imported from Mexico, Canada, and China rise because of tariffs imposed by President Trump. Now, these tariffs are set to take effect on Tuesday. A steep tax will be added to imports coming from some of America's trading partners. A 25% tax on imports from Mexico and Canada, except for a 10% rate on Canadian oil and other energy products. This order also places a 10% tax on all Chinese imports.
The president wants those countries to do more about immigration and the flow of drugs like fentanyl. And so he's using these to try to get them to take more action.
The White House says the president is taking action to protect Americans. They claim this move is necessary to hold the countries accountable for drugs and undocumented immigrants coming into the U.S. However, Canada's prime minister says Canada is one of the strongest, more secure borders in the world.
Less than 1% of fentanyl going into the United States come from Canada. Less than 1% of illegal migrants going into the United States come from Canada.
Both Mexico and Canada are fighting back. In a long statement in Spanish on X, Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum said problems are not resolved by imposing tariffs. Meantime, Canada's Prime Minister is responding to the tariffs announced by the U.S.
Canada will be responding to the U.S. trade action with 25% tariffs against $155 billion worth of American goods.
Justin Trudeau says it will impede America's access to affordable supply of vital goods such as nickel, steel, and aluminum. He also says tariffs against Canada will put American jobs at risk, potentially shutting down manufacturing facilities. It is worth noting President Trump's order allows for those tariffs to be increased if any of those countries retaliate, which they now have. Mexico is our largest trading partner for imports and exports, followed by Canada and China. And that means the tariffs could have real economic impacts on people's everyday lives.
For example, restaurants, we're going to have to pay more than for food, particularly, again, those items that are produced in Mexico. The Mexican beer, the tequila, the strawberries, the avocados, things like that. And so they'll go up in price. And so that could then add to the cost and to consumers. Business will try to raise prices then to make up that added cost.
Now, Alan Jin also mentioned that the U.S. imports a lot of oil from Mexico and Canada, which means we could see gas prices spike, making it more expensive for businesses to ship products. Now, some experts say the tariffs could lead to inflation in the U.S. rising by as much as 1 percentage point. Back to you, Kirsten.
Thank you, Esmeralda.